DMAIC methodology lecture. I, Dr. Rohan Prabhakar Devale, welcome you all. Objectives for this particular unit is to understand the Six Sigma and DMAIC methodology, examine how Six Sigma works in service organization and its projects, analyze the process of Six Sigma project selection and the factors related to it, explain the cost of quality, describe the Pareto analysis, discuss the models for project selection. So we'll start with introduction. In methodology of Six Sigma works on the rigorous approach of DMAIC, which stands for define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. It helps organization to become more efficient and effective through its problem-solving approach. In order to improve business performance without any defects and with competitive quality cost, this approach focuses on particular or specific process. So in this particular unit, you will learn Six Sigma problem solving, body of knowledge, Six Sigma in service organization, project and selection. We'll also learn about the cost of quality, factors of project selection, cost of quality, Pareto analysis, and models for project selection. So we will start with DMAIC methodology. DMAIC, as you know, D stands for define, M stands for measure, A stands for analyze, I stands for improve, and C stands for control. So define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. These are five phases which forms a process. It is a data-driven quality approach for process improvement. DMAIC is considered to be fundamental and essential part of Six Sigma initiatives and inventiveness. It is also applied as a standalone quality improvement technique or as a portion other improvements activities in any organization, like we have seen lean concept. So using DMAIC concepts, there are various projects which can be carried out in any organization, and some of these are refining worker and customer fulfillment related process, reducing the time taken from receiving the order till shipment of the material, introduction of new services. So there are n number of activities and processes that can be done under the DMAIC process. I have just explained three of them. So quality improvement project is considered to be a setback which should be eliminated for reducing waste, improvement in the area of customer satisfaction, or improvement in the area of quality levels. This is typically a process, consumer or product related problems. Now, DMAIC methodology is used as a portion of a complete Lean Six Sigma project to initiate the breakthrough in a company. Once a problem is recognized, project team is formed for resolution. This project team follows the project chapter through five steps of DMAIC methodology. D stands for define. So define phase looks. In measure phase, we receive the things. In analyze phase, we witness the obtainable list. In improve phase, we recognize the critical part, and in control phase, we can have the root cause. So first, we'll start with define. So once, as we know that once a problem is analyzed, a project team is formed for resolution. So five steps of DMAIC methodology. First, define. This is the first phase of DMAIC process. In this phase, the project team is responsible for defining the problems and ask a question to internal and external client to make sure that the issue still persists. Various tools used for DMAIC defined phase are project chapter, then stakeholder analysis, voice of customer through the customer matrix. Voice of customers is critical to quality transformation. Apart from that, value stream map and high level of process map, that is SIPOC diagram. So these are various tools that can be used for define. Next is measure M. M stands for measure. This phase is used to measure the process performance. Various tools used for DMAIC measure phase are Juron's Pareto analysis, data collection plan, detailed process mapping, 6S or 5S, and various value stream maps. Next is analyze. In this phase, the processes are analyzed to find out root causes which is creating the problems or which are creating the defects. Various tools for DMAIC analyze phase are calculating the sigma level, graphs and charts, brainstorming session, then stratification, histograms, box plot, scatter diagram, cause and effect diagram, 5Y analysis, failure mode and effect analysis, and impact control matrix. So these are various tools that can be used for analyze phase. Next is improve. In this phase, the process performance is improved by identifying and eliminating the root causes. At this point, the project team should have a fabricate substitute resolution, make sure of the optimum solution, demonstrate the efficiency of the identified solutions, and deploy the solution. Various tools for DMAIC improve phase are you can do brainstorming sessions, solution matrix, barriers and its charts, pilot study, mistake proofing, benchmarking, and pug matrix. These are various tools. Then we are having the last, that is control. This phase consists of implementing various controls over the improved process along with forthcoming processes of the performance. To guarantee this, the project team requires to perform defects and control themes, find a measurement for the control, find the associated standard of the performance, measurement of the performance, comparison of the definite measure and performance against the standards, then in case of variation is identified, then action on the differences. Various tools for damage control phase are process control plan and control charts. So we have seen DMAIC process in detail, then which are various tools which are used for each and every phase. So next is impact of Lean Sigma on DMAIC methodology. If you remember in the previous chapter, we have seen the association of the two concepts, that is Lean and Six Sigma. So the Juron roadmap and the Lean Sigma DMAIC practice defines a framework to help companies in achieving more quality, maintainable results, and economic returns. They perform this by the mean of guarantee the quality becomes the soul of method of performing businesses. This will increase the customer focus and establish loyalty for the customer. Deploying established quality instruments to enhance the products and services and attain the great performances. Establishing the quality process performance matrix which is associated to the organization goal. Now we are having the Six Sigma problem solving method. So what is this? Here we are having the chart we have seen various tools and techniques. So again, we are having in the first column what is define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Apart from that, we are having the objectives for each and every process and various tools and techniques. If you want, you can pause the video and you can read the things. But for time being, I'm just doing that thing for you. So we'll just look at the tools and techniques that make process for problem solving. This table summarizes the objectives and techniques for dynamic process. So we are having define. Objective is to identify the business drivers, select customer critical processes, and define projects along with development of implementation plan. So various tools and techniques are affinity diagram, then quality functional deployment, then SIPOC process map, and project charter. For the process measure, we are having the objectives of develop the key process measures, collect and analyze the data, identify the vital few and have the greatest impact, estimate process capabilities, measurement system analysis. Here the tools and techniques are process capabilities, histograms, then Pareto chart, check and data sheets and data collection plan. For the A, that is analysis, we are having objectives like understand cause and effect, create multi-variant analysis, then assess correlation and determine variance components. So we are having tools like cause and effect diagram, multi-variance charts, and scattered diagram is used for the analysis part. Second last is I improvement. So for improve, the objectives are develop and evaluate the solutions, implement variation reduction, standardize process, access risk factor. Various tools are FMEA, design of experiments, deployment flowchart, and tree diagram. Then we are having the C, that is control. Implement process control are the objective. Implement control charts by key variation or variables, and process free or error free processes. So along with that, the objective is evaluation of result. Various tools and techniques, the processes are the process control plan, then control pre-control charts, then Pokayoke Pareto analysis, and process capability, that is ongoing. Okay, so these are the various Six Sigma problem solving that summarize the charts. So the DMAIC process and problem solving, there are again five phases of DMAIC process along with these steps which are required to perform during the operation of problem solving. So Six Sigma in service organization, the successful Six Sigma services project will lead to have the better control or better quality customer satisfaction, then augmented profits. Also we are having decreased cost of operation, condensed SLA or turn around time, that is TAT, improve deliverables, and efficiency also enhance. So enhancement of efficiencies also happens. So this is how the Six Sigma in service organization will have the impact. Now next is the organizing Six Sigma projects. Okay, so these are various parameters which are given as the organizing the Six Sigma in the processes. So in a Six Sigma program, team members of the projects are delegated with the precise roles to execute. Each role has associated title. This structure arrangement is essential for the implementation of Six Sigma. Okay, so there are seven specific roles in each Six Sigma process, which are like leadership first. So leadership team is responsible for defining the targets, responsibilities, and processes in the Six Sigma project. So the roles like describe the intentions of the Six Sigma drive, then explain how the consequences will benefit to the client, support the team member, generate a process for reviewing the project status, establishing project scheduling along with deadlines of the activities. So under leadership, this will happen. Next two is sponsorer. So they are high level of leadership team members who comprehend Six Sigma. They are a problem solver for the project. They are considered to be owner of all the processes in the organization. Third is implementation leader. They are superior of the project. They work as bridge between the sponsor and the project team leader. They are responsible for ensuring project success. They are also responsible for problem solving and arranging training as required. So these are implementation leader. Then we are having coach. Coach is considered to be the consultant who is responsible for establishing the project scheduling, defining the outcome of the project, address the conflict, and handle it with the showstopper of the program. Then we are having team leader. Okay, five is team leader. They are responsible for administrating the project work of the team. They act as bridge between the sponsor of the team member. Communication with the sponsor is one of the major activity of this role. They also need to keep track of the process of the project. Then we are having team members, so they are the members of the project of team who works on the ground level of the deployment of the project. They need to work on deadlines to meet the specific project targets. And last, we are having the process owner. So, the individual who owns the process, they are normally department heads. So, extended definition of the role bed colors like Six Sigma deployment leader or Six Sigma champion or Six Sigma master black belt, that is MBB, and so on. So, this is about the organizing Six Sigma projects and various roles. Okay, so we have seen previously the Six Sigma in service organization. So this list is the Six Sigma has the origin manufacturing, but it is equally competent for the other industries as well. So for different business cycle, the tools and practice vary according to the needs. So this is certain that process in the manufacturing industry will differ from the service industry or any financial institution. So in service industry, the significant influence in quality and competency are the movement of data and communication between the people, particularly communication with the customer. So transmitting the process of these movements will harvest the quality sequences. And we have seen the successful Six Sigma service projects will lead to what that we have seen. Okay. So after this now, as we have understood the Six Sigma in service organization and what is the organizing various Six Sigma projects and what are the roles. Now, uh, to assist in generating a project idea or probable project idea, the following questions, like we have displayed on the screen, should be asked by the project manager. So we will just see which will be these questions that should be asked. So if you just want to uh, have the defect reduction, then you should ask questions like this is you can see as the self analysis of the organization. Okay, so you should ask questions like is there any scrap generated by the process, and if the scrap generated, then what are the causes of generation of scrap. Okay, so is there anything or a specific which does not fall under the standard requirement, at which point the process bulks of defects are generated? Is there any High gradation of variances. What are the controls required on the inputs so that expected outputs can be gained? So this is for defect reduction. Then for cycle time reduction, you should ask questions like processes dependency on various hands off within the individuals, processes which are yielding fewer than expected, processes that demands a huge amount of overtime, and instrument downtime. So for cycle time reduction, you should ask questions on these. For if you want to achieve the resource consumption reduction, then you should ask questions like does the process demand high amount of raw material consumption? Is the process demanding addition efforts to perform this job? So once recognized, the project information a bridge a consistent a quad chart format used to furnish to the steering committee. Okay. Then next concept is cost of quality and cost of poor quality. So you can just see this figure or example of cost of quality. So cost of quality and Lean Six Sigma projects are connected between them. The concept of cost of poor quality, that is COPQ, normally found in Lean Sigma training. COPQ is characteristically measured to make up the minor percentage of the cost which an organization experiences comparative to the cost of quality, that is COQ. So cost of poor quality, COPQ, is the cost related to providing inferior quality products or services. Thus, we can say that cost of quality, that is COQ, is equal to cost of pure quality plus cost of good quality. So total cost of quality can be divided into internal failure cost and external failure cost. So as they are marked in red, these are cost of poor quality and cost of good quality, that is appraise cost and prevention cost. So there are three categories: appraisal cost, internal failure cost, external failure cost. So appraisal costs are cost incurred to identify the grade of conformance to the quality necessities. Internal failure cost. These costs are the defects identified prior to client obtain the goods or services. External failure cost. Cost related to defects identified post the client obtains the goods or services. So quality related actions which incur cost are categorized into prevention cost, appraisal cost, and external failure costs. Now, this is Pareto analysis. Pareto analysis is a statistical method used for making decisions. It is used to select partial amount of task which yields a noteworthy general consequences. This methodology uses Pareto analysis is 80-20 rule. Famous 80-20 rule. The rule states that performing 20% of the job, 80% benefits can be generated. 80-20 rule is applicable on almost everything. 80% of the client grievance arises from the 20% of the items and services. 80% delays in timeline consequences from 20% of the probable reasons of the delays. 20% of the items services selects 80% of the revenue. 20% of the sales force yields 80% of the profit, and 20% of the defects give rise to 80% of the problems. So this is about Pareto analysis. So there are steps to follow the Pareto analysis. Following the steps which are maintained while performing a Pareto analysis, first you have to identify the problem, then identify the cause or causes of the problem, then prioritize and provide score to the problem, then put problems into groups. So if you can found the groups or identify the groups, you can put the problems into groups, then develop some action plans to mitigate the problem, then you have to deploy a plan. So this is how you can do the Pareto analysis. What are the advantages of the Pareto charts? So assist and recognize and identify the root causes of the problems. Then corporates can remove or resolve defects within the uppermost important first. Corporations can use Pareto charts for planning what actions to be taken to rectify the identified problems. And Pareto charts can improve the skills related to problem solving and decision making. Apart from that, it is having some disadvantage. Do not deliver the resolution to issues. It only helps to identify the root causes of the problems. Pareto charts can only display the quantitative data, but it fails to represent the quantitative data. So, use of use concentrates on some historic data. So, these are some disadvantages of Pareto analysis. Now, with this, we have done whatever we have started with, like with all our objectives. So, we'll just have a recap or summary. So, this is the last part of the chapter summary. Six Sigma methodology works rigorously on DMAIC approach. It makes organization become efficient and improve their performance through its problem solving approach. It tries to locate the problem and work towards its solution by using different tools and techniques such as Juron roadmap. Since there is no governing body for Six Sigma, there are institution publishes Six Sigma standards. They are conduct some certification exams. There are different levels like white belt, green belt, and black belt, etc. Six Sigma word differently in different industries. So does that tools and practices vary? So in service industry, quality and competency are the central events. Apart from that, we have learned that in any Six Sigma project, every team member has a specific role. The seven specific roles in any project are like leadership, sponsor, then implementation leader, coach, team leader, team member, and process owner. Every Six Sigma black belt must be possessed qualities like leadership skills and communication skills, etc. Then we have also learned cost of quality is connected or associated with the Lean Six Sigma. Cost of poor quality with cost of good quality makes the cost of quality. Appraisal cost, internal failure, and external failure cost are categorized as poor quality. Apart from that, we have seen the Pareto analysis. Pareto analysis is a statistical method used for making the decisions. It is used to select a partial amount of tasks which yields a noteworthy general consequence. This methodology uses the Pareto principle, which is the 80-20 rule. It has some advantages and disadvantages. So, in detail, we have seen these advantages and disadvantages as well. So, with this, we will stop here.